Hi, Oliver here, and I'm going to do a review of the Transformers Studio Series Megatron. He is from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, but they redid him in this new Studio Series. I've already done the unboxing, however I did want to highlight the packaging, because the packaging on this one is done a little bit more intentionally, as the background on his box is from the scene in the movie. It's the forest scene in which he is fighting Optimus Prime. So let's check out the figure here. Let's see what we're working with on this guy. He is a pretty nice sculpt. I will most likely just keep him in robot mode myself, so I'm not going to do a transformation in this video. I do like the blade that comes out here. I think this is a really good feature. I like how long it is. I like how much room it has to go back in, because it tucks in really well there. I like that they didn't feel a need to add some kind of feature in this blaster. I think the blade is a good enough feature here that they didn't need to add a gimmick. They just kind of leave the blaster to do what it needs to look like rather than anything else. I think the tread feet are really nice. The hand here is a little hard to pose at times. Kind of wish it did a little bit more, as this is one piece that moves, and then that all moves together. It's not too individual. I kind of wish they made it a little bigger, even though it's accurate to the movie. The head, I wish there was some light piping. That's an effect I always liked, but they just did the straight up good old ugly face. It's very hollow. You can really just like see right through it there. That's kind of frustrating because that's hard for some angles, that it's so hollow there. You can also see through it in here, those holes. I know some of that's for the transformation. Neat little guns on the back. I wish it was filled out more. That's kind of my only complaint. The legs are done really well. Again, I'm not going to do the transformation in this. I think there's plenty of other videos that do the transformation. But I still think, I mean, for me, it's going to be in robot mode anyway on my shelf, most likely. Maybe a couple times I'll transform him. But the legs were done really well. I like the detail on them. There's the paint done really well here, and the feet are done really well. So let's see how he compares to some of the other figures, especially the ones I have. Get him to stand still just for a second so I can adjust the light, and let's take a look. So there we are next to, that is from the first movie Starscream, but it's a recolor, because I like that G1 coloring of Starscream. So this is, I think they're both Voyager class. They're very similar in size. They were obviously a little bit more plastic and stuff involved. He's a little bit, smaller. I mean, the standing, it works. He's got the height, but he just doesn't quite have the bulk. That's where I kind of wish they maybe went a little bit bigger for this Megatron, just to give him a little bit more. I mean, then again, I like the G1 coloring for Starscream. Maybe they'll do that again for a movie one. I know the movie series is supposed to be how they looked in the movie, but I really like when they do the orange canopy and all that, so that's how that sizes up. But from Dark of the Moon, another one I like to have him hang out with, who does have light piping, is Shockwave. They size up pretty well. It looks, Megatron's a little bit bigger, and Shockwave's a little shorter. So it just kind of looks like he's got the leader status still. So, you know, when they're hanging out on the same shelf, there's going to be no problem with, you know, who the leader is and all that. Although that is kind of Starscream's thing, is he does kind of show up and he wants to kind of take over.
Even easier, mighty Megatron. They're attacking the real threat, the Autobot moon base.
That's Starscream. That's kind of my Starscream impression. But I think Megatron overall, it's a good figure. I wish there was more out of it. If you have a Megatron already, maybe you can pass on it. If you have one of the bigger ones, I think that kind of sizes, you know, okay to some of the other figures. I mean, I do like the scaling here between him and Shockwave. I do wish the paint was a little bit better, but it's not bad. Like, I actually like the gray with the sort of copper coloring that they've kind of plugged in here. And it looks pretty nice. Overall, I'm not sure that I would recommend them, but if you really like this version of Megatron, which I really do, I've been wanting to get one for a while. I think I really like him as a tank most of all. I think that's where he really works. And I think from Revenge of the Fallen is actually probably his best robot mode they've ever done. It looks like he actually transforms into something rather than nothing, and it's just he's got the bulk in the right places and everything. He's a little uneven, which I think is good for Megatron. He doesn't need to look so symmetrical. But yeah, that is Megatron. I've been Oliver Graves, and thank you for checking out this review.